Hi, thanks for joining me, though it's a pretty wet and miserable start to the day. I'm out on Goldie and we're off a day at the races. Let's just hope the weather clears up a bit. It's Sunday, 24th of September, and today it's season finale of the British Historic Racing at 2023. It's being held at Cadwell Park racing circuit near Louth, so we're off down the Lincolnshire Wolds again. We're going to be mainly on B roads, so there shouldn't be much traffic. Spoke too soon there, but anyway, farmers have to work regardless of day or weather. Anyway, we should be able to make our way past these pretty quickly. This is the B1225 from Caister to Horncastle, and other than that little hold up, it's pretty quiet. I've got my good waterproofs on, though it's actually eased off a bit since I set out. This is the B1203 we're crossing. Market Racing to the right, Bimbrook to the left. We're going straight across. Next we cross the A631 that goes from Market Racing to Louth. We turn left here onto the A157. We're passing through the village of Burg-on-Bain, and the River Bain runs just round the east side of the village. There's a Neolithic long barrow in a field nearby. These were ancient burial mounds from the late Stone Age, about 12,000 years ago. This is actually one of the smallest in Lincolnshire. About a mile down the road now, and we'd come to the hamlet of Grimblethorpe. What a lovely name. Over to the left we've got Grimblethorpe Manor, which dates from the 1600s, and it's a Grade 2 listed building. We've also got another Neolithic burial site here, Grim's Barrow, but this time it's a bowl barrow. As its name suggests, it's round and dome shaped. This one actually contained human and other archaeological remains, and it's a scheduled monument. We're going to cut across on this back lane now, and this should bring us out quite close to the racing circuit. Left onto the A153, and that's our destination over in the fields. Welcome to Cadwell Park Racing Circuit. It's been here since 1934, but it's changed a lot over the years. It's just over 2 miles long. That's 3.5 kilometres if you're in metric, and it's currently owned by Motorsport Vision, who also own Brands Hatch, Snetterton and Oulton Park racing circuits.
I bet you need to see my ticket. And into queue behind me is the 7-minute.
That's brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers, thank you.
It's still very wet, but it's actually stopped raining and the clouds are breaking up a bit, so fingers crossed. All this is the paddock area we're riding through. I think most of the competitors come for the weekend with the vans and motorhomes, and they set up their own little garage areas. We'll have a walk round later. It's been many years since I was last here and it's changed quite a lot. One of the first times I came must be about 1968, I think. Anyway, it was just after the launch of the BSA Rocket 3 and the Triumph Trident. The factory had brought one of each to a race meeting as a promotional thing, and it ran them round the circuit between races. I always remember the smell of the Castrollara as they shot past. The sound was glorious, especially to someone used to old British singles and twins. Anyway, we're parked up now, but what amazed me was how few bikes there are. This is the parking area for bikes, and there can't be more than a dozen. The races have already started, so I'm assuming everything's gone through scrutineering already. That's the holding area for bikes waiting for the next race. As I said earlier, this is the final round of the British Historic Races, which are run by the Vintage Motorcycle Club. There's a real mix of machines, as you can see, so let's have a quick tour of the paddocks. One race has just finished and the track's clear now, so the next group enter and head down for the start line. You can see and hear you get multi-cylinder jack bikes in the same class as old British singles. That's the starting grid down at the bottom, and I've got a good view from up here. As you can see, the clouds have cleared and the sun's out now, and this is a really good viewpoint right outside the Paddock Cafe. The races last about 10 minutes. I think there were 5 laps each. It's not just motorcycles. When I was looking round the paddocks earlier, a group of 3-wheelers were getting ready for their race. They all seem to be powered by V-twin engines of various ages, so a quick walk back to the track to see how they get on. This is them leaving the holding area, and they were actually racing on track at the same time as the sidecars, but it was done as 2 separate races. You can see the mix of combinations and 3-wheelers coming out the holding area here. These sidecar passengers are fascinating to watch, and they must be so fit and agile to throw themselves from one side to the other at those speeds. Another class was for two-stroke bikes. I just loved the cloud of smoke as they head off down to the race. Not to be outdone, motor scooters get in on the action too, and they're even smokier. This was the start of the scooter race, but unfortunately the GoPro just doesn't pick up the cloud of smoke they left as they set off. I'm afraid it was all too buzzy for me, as like a swarm of mosquitoes attacking. Anyway, the clouds were starting to close in again and the racing was nearing an end, so time for me to head home. A few more bikes had appeared in the car park, like this lovely Velocette. Here's Goldie waiting patiently, and there's also a very nice earlier BSA. Well, I've had a brilliant day and I can thoroughly recommend going to one of these meets if you want to see classic motorcycle racing. I believe there's 6 rounds held each year at different circuits around the country, so you don't have to travel to Lincolnshire to see it. There's full details on the Vintage Motorcycle Club website. I'm off home now while the weather's still half decent, so thanks for joining me on my day at the races. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like if in fact you did, and comments are always nice. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of my ramblings. Hope to catch you on the next one, so cheers for now.